Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about Carl Jung's psychoanalytic theory of personality. As everyone knows, Carl Jung is a follower of Freud. So his concepts are very much similar like Freud's theory, but there are certain concepts uh, which are different from Freud's concepts. So, in what way Jung has separated his concepts from Freud, we will discuss in our session today. So, Carl Jung's concept is mostly emphasized on how personality will shape. Yes, how a person develops their personality. So, important concepts if we see in Carl Jung's theory, mainly he emphasized on the ego, which is very much similar concept given by Freud, and unconsciousness. As he focused on unconscious, even Freud also said about unconsciousness. But in Carl Jung's theory, this concept is bit different. So according to Carl Jung, unconsciousness has two layers. One is personal unconscious and the collective unconscious. So first we will start with ego. So ego talks about, as Freud said, it is about the presentness. So what memories, thoughts, feelings we have are experiencing right now. Carl Jung also said in the same way, like every individual, whatever presently they are experiencing, whatever the emotions they are going through, whatever the feelings, perceptions, thoughts they have presently, that talks about their ego. It's totally about individuals' experiences. So it talks about continuity. It talks about their self. Then unconsciousness. Even Carl Rogers also emphasized more on this unconscious aspect to shape one's personality. So he said there are two layers as we discussed. First layer talks about personal unconsciousness. So this personal unconsciousness, it's all about how an individual will have their own personal experiences. So this throughout their lifetime, what all the experiences they gained, what all those memories they have experienced in their life, what are their perceptions, what are their thoughts. So it's totally related to an individual. So whenever we come across to any situation or any person or emotions, people might have some negative experiences also. So if an individual has more feelings or a cluster of feelings or thoughts, so he has given a name as complex. So this complex actually shapes a person's personality. So we cannot say that personal unconscious only have a negative emotions or negative thoughts. It might have neutral as well as positive aspects also, but only the thing is these emotions or thoughts are presently not in the consciousness of an individual. Once the person use their senses and experience this, but presently those thoughts were repressed. Those thoughts were not into the consciousness. So the personal experiences which were pushed to the unconscious level. So it is very much related to an individual, and here these forgotten memories and repressed feelings were stored at personal unconscious level. If these things are many, then he has labeled it as a complex. For example, we can say that if a person has a fear of dogs, so here the thing is the person might have experienced some incident in his early life, but he forgotten that incident and continued with this fear. So this fear actually shaping a person's life, or we can say personality or attitude of an individual. So this incident, this forgotten incident actually evoking a irrational attitude or irrational fear in a person, which is a response for that stimulus. A dog is a stimulus, so this irrational fear is coming out of this forgotten memory. So in personal unconsciousness, he only emphasized more on forgotten or repressed memories. Then the second layer talks about It's an collective unconscious. So personal unconscious talks about individual experiences, whereas collective unconscious talks about the universal memories. So according to Carl Rogers, it is this personal and collective unconscious, these two concepts are original ideas of Carl Jung's. So what he said, whenever an individual experiences any feelings or thoughts, all comes into personal unconscious. This is what a person actually experienced after their birth. But collective unconscious is feelings or thoughts which are there in the person before their birth. Yes. So as everyone knows, tabula rasa. So this concept is like a blank slate. So a child will take a birth with a blank slate. But Carl Rogers said every child will have certain thoughts, certain pre-existing ideologies, thoughts or memories. So these are shapes, these thoughts will shape a person's life. So here it is like ancestral information. So every child will take a birth through their ancestral past, memories or experiences. So from the ages, this information is continuing. So how we are saying it as an unconsciousness, and that is ancestral information. So how a person can project it, how they can exhibit in their life. So Roger said, whenever we have to show some art form, yes, this collective unconscious will comes out in the form of dreams, in the form of associations, so that we can project through our art, through our cultural activities, cultural activities, and we can say that we can project it through our literature. Yes. So these are all the different forms without a person's awareness, consciousness, they project it. So this is these two concepts, personal unconscious and collective unconscious, plays an important role to shape a person's personality. Thank you.